President Donald Trump issued an order for a massive assault on the Iran-supported Houthis in Yemen concerning another matter in Casado. He said that if the group fails to stop its attacks in the Red Sea, they will endure a hellish experience. Donald Trump, who promised overwhelming and deadly force, sent a message to Iran that if they do not cut support to the Houthis, they will face the consequences.
President Trump ordered airstrikes against the Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen, and the warplanes executed the command. The timing is critical. The attacks, believed to be the beginning of a prolonged operation, occurred precisely when Trump called Iran to the negotiating table for the nuclear deal. It occurred. Since Trump assumed office, this has been the most significant wave of attacks by the United States in Yemen. The operation was launched from the USS Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier in the region. Explosions occurred in succession in the capital Sana'a. During this time, Trump personally monitored the attacks. Trump said action was taken against Houthis. He mentioned that the response was triggered by the Houthis' assaults on commercial vessels in the Red Sea. They sent a clear message to the Tehran administration through the Iran-backed group. They said the support you give to Houthi terrorists must end immediately. Otherwise, he threatened that the outcome would not be good.
To all Houthi terrorists, I say, your time has run out, and your assaults must cease starting today. If you do not stop, a hell unlike anything you have ever seen will rain down upon you. Iran's support for Houthi terrorists must end immediately. Do not make threats against the American public, their leaders, or international shipping lanes. If you do, be cautious. America will take you seriously accountable, and this is not a joke.
Trump's remarks also included Salafi Joe Biden. He stated that Biden's response to the Houthi attacks in the Red Sea was woefully inadequate. Attacks by Houthis on American vessels will be unacceptable. They communicated that they will employ overwhelming and lethal force until our objectives are met. The Houthis announced that dozens of people lost their lives in the wave of attacks that occurred on Saturday night. The group claimed they were targeted by Trump due to their support for Gaza. This aggression will not go unanswered. They mentioned that the rise in tension would be countered in a similar manner. Abbas Araghchi, the Iranian foreign minister, spoke to the U.S. president. He remarked that Washington does not have the power to dictate Iran's foreign policy. Israel urged to cease its support for genocide and terrorism and to halt the killings of people in Yemen. On the other hand, according to Axios news site, the Trump administration informed a few allies before the attacks. It was one of the nations briefed in Israel. Right after the operation, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio had a phone conversation with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov discussing the attacks.